wife and I took a weekend road trip to the Eastern Sierras for Phil Gaimon's inaugural Whiskey Tango Fondo, and it was something. WTF is a frontier-themed gravel fondo set in Lone Pine, California, which is home to movie sets for many famous westerns. If you've been to Mammoth, you've probably driven right through Lone Pine and not realized it was there. We won't be making that mistake again. Lone Pine is pretty awesome. But enough preface, let's just jump right in. Leaving on trips like this is really hard for me. I kind of freak out about everything. It's about noon. I'm working right now, but we should also be on the road right now. We can't be on the road right now because I'm working. Maps says it's a 6-hour drive. It's probably gonna be way longer than that. We're gonna end up getting there super late. None of that is really a big deal though, because today's Thursday and the ride is Saturday. The plan is to work from the cabin tomorrow and then go on the Shakeout ride. So objectively, I know that I'm freaking out about nothing other than the fact that I don't really want to drive that long at all, let alone in the dark. Because of the crazy amount of snow and rain we got this year in the winter, all the mountain passes between the Bay Area and the Eastern Sierras were closed. So our route took us down toward the Mojave, through the Kern River Valley, and then back up north toward Lone Pine. I've been to Mammoth a few times, but I'd never gone this way before, and the scenery in the Kern River Valley was pretty awesome. Well, we made it to Lone Pine and to our cabin, and it is kind of cool. Let's take a look around. Living room, an air conditioner that I still haven't figured out exactly how to work. Up here there's a loft. We're gonna go up there in a minute. A kitchen area with like a Keurig adjacent kind of thing. Bathroom and the bedroom. Kind of small. All right, here we are in the loft, and I can touch the ceiling from my knees. It's a pretty cool space.
Good morning. It's Friday. I'm not sure why I'm so tired, but let's make some coffee. We got here pretty late last night. We didn't have a chance to look around or check in for that matter. But now since I've got my coffee, oh, it's hot, we can get moving on that. As is pretty typical for an RV campground, registration is at the general store right behind me. It's pretty cute. Views aren't bad. It's absolutely gorgeous outside, but it's Friday and I have to work. I'm about out of coffee, so I'm gonna make some more of that and then get to it. So what's the plan?
We are gonna go, sorry, it's hot. It's so hot. We're gonna go explore and sightsee a little bit, drive around some roads.
That's a plan.
It's a wish list.
So I've got this thing, plans versus wish lists. A plan is something that is laid out that details how you're going to get from point A to point B, or how you're going to accomplish a thing that you want to do. A wish list is just the thing that you might want to do in some vague way. Lone Pine looks like a town plucked straight out of the Old West. Set in the Eastern Sierras, you're surrounded by giant snow-capped mountains. It's got everything you might expect from a frontier town. It's about a block long. There's one grocery store, one everything store, a restaurant called Bonanza, and a real authentic saloon. Registration was at the Wild West Museum and was really well done in my opinion. It was a chill little party with some live music, and the whiskey sponsor Woodinville was there pouring free drinks. And after everyone had their fill of the free whiskey, we set out on the Shakeout ride sponsored by Chamois Butter. The Shakeout ride has me really looking forward to the Fondo. The scenery here is just awesome. The sand might get annoying, but oh well. It wasn't too bad in the stretches that we were on today, so hopefully that's about the worst of it. Right. It's gonna be hot tomorrow. I think it's gonna be about 70 degrees by 8:30. Gonna probably be in the 90s by the time we're climbing. Lots of salt, lots of water. Okay, let's do a bike check. My wife and I were both running Specialized Diverge gravel bikes, but different generations. Mine's from 2019. The widest tires I could fit were these Kenda 40mm knobby tires. I'm running a SRAM mullet group set. It's got Force E-tap shifters and an Eagle rear mech. I've got a 10-52 cassette and a 46-tooth chainring. I'm running Roval Terra gravel wheels with 160mm rotors front and rear. And for power meter, I'm running the Garmin Rally SPD pedals. I've got my multi-tool tire plugs and other necessities in the keg that I have in my bottle cage under the down tube. And I'm running my Almost There bar bag. Crystal's got much wider tire clearance, though she's only running 42s because that's what we had around. Her group set is really similar. She's running red E-tap shifters with an Eagle cassette, also 10-52, but her chainring is a 40. She's got a top tube bag that's bolted into the top tube where she's carrying some of her food for the day. And she's got her tools and spares in the Almost There saddlebag. This is the first year for Whiskey Tango Fondo, and the swag is pretty cool. Included in the rider survival kit is a leather tool roll, some maple syrup from the whiskey sponsor, and a handkerchief/bandana thing. Not bad.
All right, it's about 5 a.m. on Saturday, ride day. How you feeling?
Good. Not too tired.
So what's your plan for the day?
Survive. Finish. One of the routes. I don't care which.
There are 3 routes today. There's the 100 mile, which is actually 104 miles. There's the 75 mile, which is actually 83 miles. And then there's the 50 mile, which I don't exactly know how long it is, but it's safe to say it's probably more than 50. The routes changed last minute because Whitney Portal Road, which was the big gnarly climb, is closed at the top because of landslides and bad weather conditions. And then also there's apparently a lot of deep sand and they cut out some of it. So that's good.
Well, the ride started out about as you might expect. We missed the rollout and were a few minutes behind. So we were kind of rushing a little bit to try to catch up, but knowing that it was going to be a very long day and that we couldn't really burn any matches, especially at altitude. It didn't take long before we hit the first gravel sector, and that was pretty fine. Not too bad at all. Then we hit the first patch of sand, which was also pretty easy, and we thought it was going to be an okay day. Didn't take very long though until we found some crashes, and then some mud, and then the deep stuff. And it was in fact really deep. Nobody got out without pushing a little bit here. The sand really seemed to catch a lot of people off guard, and we passed a lot of people who were pushing down the descents in the sand. I couldn't even imagine pushing up the hills and then pushing down the hills. You can kind of see that the bikes move in all planes as we are moving down the hill. One of my favorite parts of the rides were the water crossings. They were such a relief. The water was really cold and it was a really hot day. But the big highlight was the views. The setting of this Fondo was just spectacular. Snow-capped mountains all around, really cool rock formations. It was just beautiful. And then we hit the Whitney Portal climb, and all of the climbing and all of the hike-a-biking and all the deep sand had really taken their toll on Crystal. How you doing?
Okay.
The good news is we are done with the climbing on Mount Whitney and we're about to head down, so it's a nice long descent. She'll have some more time to recover. All right, so I'm here with Amanda from Mammoth Tuff,
Hello.
one of the organizers.
Yeah.
And my wife and I did Mammoth Tuff last year, and it was in fact tough. So why don't you tell everybody about Mammoth Tuff this year and why they should come?
It was a party. We're gonna have some live music. There's a beer run. There's awards on Sunday, coffee's free. Yeah, it's just a good time. It's fun weekend getaway in Mammoth, and the bike ride is just the excuse.
And Mammoth is absolutely gorgeous. You should check it out.
Yeah.
To talk while we were up at the post-ride celebration, but there's live music and I didn't really want a copyright strike, so here we are back in the van. So tell me about today. What did you think? How did you feel? Did you have fun?
I did end up having fun. The first 30 miles was really hard. Lots of deep sand.
The sand was like a foot deep. It was no joke.
Yeah, so I wasn't expecting that. By the time we got to Whitney Portal, even though it was on the road, which is way better than sand, I still just had nothing in my legs and couldn't put out power, so I got a push. But then the rest was fun.
The rest was downhill and then tailwind.
That was the one part in the first 22 miles that I did enjoy, was going downhill. Even though it was sandy, I had the right bike setup and tires. And
we probably passed about 50 people on the big long gravel descent.
Passed a lot of people on the descent, which always feels nice.
But to give you an illustration, people were walking down the descent.
Because of
the
sandy.
sand. It was sketchy, but if you hit it with speed and you kept putting power down through it, you were fine. I mean, we were definitely moving in all planes.
It was, if nothing else, an adventure, and one I want to do again. I will be back next year hoping to do the 100-mile, and Crystal will be back too, but she might opt for a shorter route. Next on the list for us is Phil's Cookie Fondo, and we'll be vlogging that too, so make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you see that video. And if you like gravel stuff, why don't you click right here. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.